on my graph, I bet I even have a laser, well, that might be a bit advanced. Anyway, never mind. We did have a little run up in capacity, so that blue line started to increase. And as you can see, the yellow line did start to respond to that as well. And so as we added capacity, we saw an increase in passengers. Well, unfortunately, we didn't really get to run that experiment for very long and know how that was gonna work out because of the pandemic. So you see the big drop, and then we have recovered somewhat in capacity since then, but we're still not back to the pre-pandemic level. And actually, we share that status with about 84 airports around America. I did a little calculation, about 84 airports around America are not recovered to within 30% of their pre-pandemic capacity. So that we're in good company for that, although we're not quite down that much. And the other thing is a lot of them have lost their service entirely and it hasn't come back. So we are in a good position that we never did lose our service and we still have our Charlotte service, although not at the levels we may want. The other interesting part about this graph is you can see that blue line closer in, over towards me, started to increase. And then the passengers didn't respond as well as we might have wanted. So you can see the red line start to decline, and that's what we don't want to see. And that's why I'm saying fly Lynchburg, because when the airline puts the capacity in, we need to show that we're using it. Otherwise, they'll find somewhere else for the plane. Seat growth comparison. So I took some neighbors and put them on our graph. Obviously, they're nearby, so we look at them a lot to find out what's going on there. So since the pandemic, Roanoke is actually up 15% in seats. Charlottesville down still 12%, and then we're down 29%. So while I said it wasn't quite 30, that's accurate, but it's pretty close. And at these two other competing airports, you can see my little pretty graph there, my pretty map. Roanoke has 4 carriers, Charlottesville has 3, and they do have a little bit more seats. The daily seats number is the bottom one, so about 1,500 at Roanoke, 1,100, 1,200 at Charlottesville. So they're a little ahead of us in their air service development efforts. They have a few more hubs. They both do have Charlotte service as well, and then Atlanta on Delta. So these are some of the things that we look at with our goals in mind.